The playground at Cedar Hollow Elementary was supposed to be ordinary. A chipped blue slide bolted into cracked rubber flooring, some bleached swings that groaned like old hinges. A jungle gym rusted into permanent childhood, but everyone knew the slide was wrong long before anyone admitted it, because kids came back quieter, older somehow, carrying a look that didn't belong to recess. And it started with Liam Carter on a Thursday afternoon when the teachers were distracted, and the bell hadn't rung yet, and the air felt like it was holding its breath. Liam climbed the ladder of the slide and froze halfway up, staring down the plastic tunnel like it was staring back. And when his friend Noah yelled at him to hurry up, Liam just shrugged and went disappearing into the curve, except he didn't come out the other end. Not screaming, not laughing, not at all. And when the teachers searched, they found him standing at the bottom, unharmed, silent, insisting he'd only been gone a second. But later that night, he told his sister that the town on the other side didn't have birds, that the sky never moved, that the houses were familiar, but wrong, like someone had rebuilt them from memory. And the next day, Liam started bringing drawings to school of a version of Cedar Hollow where cars were frozen mid-turn and people stood perfectly still like mannequins waiting for instructions. And soon other kids tried the slide, because kids always do when something feels forbidden and magical and terrifying all at once. And they came back with the same stories, that the slide didn't feel like falling, but like slipping sideways, like being pulled gently through cold air into a place where sound was muffled and time moved like thick syrup, where minutes at home were days there, weeks were months, months were years. And the kids who stayed longer came back taller, sadder, sometimes forgetting the names of their teachers, sometimes flinching when the bell rang like it hurt. And they whispered about a playground on the other side too, perfectly clean, untouched, where shadows didn't line up with the sun, where something watched them from behind frozen windows, something that learned. Because at first it only copied movements, then voices, then faces. And one night after a storm knocked out the streetlights, Mrs. Holloway swore she saw her son standing in the yard staring at the swing set, even though he was asleep upstairs. And when she blinked, the boy smiled wrong and stepped backward toward the slide. That hadn't he been there a second before. And from that night on, people started going missing in Cedar Hollow, not disappearing suddenly, but being subtly replaced. Neighbors who smiled along, teachers who paused before answering simple questions, parents who didn't remember lullabies they used to sing. And the children knew why, because they had seen the copies growing on the other side, aging without knowing they were imitations, believing they were real, living entire lifetimes in a frozen echo of a town, while the thing beneath the playground learned how to send them back. And the worst part was that the copies loved their lives. They remembered birthdays, heartbreaks, scraped knees. They felt pain and fear and joy. And when they crossed over, they truly believed they were home. And the original kids began to argue about what to do, because if they blocked the slide, they trapped years of living people on the other side. But if they left it open, more replacements would come through. And Noah, who had spent the longest time there, who had aged 5 years in a single summer, finally admitted the truth, that the thing using the slide wasn't a monster in the way they wanted. It was lonely. It was unfinished. It needed people because it couldn't exist alone. And they didn't know it was hurting anyone, because in its frozen town no one ever left. So the kids made a choice adults never could. They returned together one final time, dragging spray paint and ropes and broken watches with them, marking the mirror town with movement and noise and proof of time, forcing the thing to feel decay and change. And as years passed and hours, they aged into teenagers there, then adults, watching the copies realize the truth one by one, watching the thing weaken as it understood what it had been doing. And when the kids finally came back, the slide was cracked straight through, unusable. The playground condemned, Cedar Hollow safe again. But sometimes late at night, people swear they see a familiar face in the reflection of a dark window, aging at the wrong speed, smiling with relief as if time has finally caught up. And somewhere under the broken plastic and rusted bolts of a forgotten playground, a quiet town finally moves again, even if no one is left to walk its streets.